30 minutes before the show started, Jimmy was walking alone in the studio. The 300-person audience hadn't been brought in yet. The stage lights were off. Jimmy took the microphone, quietly started rehearsing. My son Billy was born with a heart defect. His voice was trembling. For the first time, he was going to tell such a personal story. Gary Greenberg came up to him. "Jimmy, we got clearance from the legal team, but the ratings risk is big. Political monologues divide viewers." "Gary, sometimes you have to choose between ratings and doing what's right." "And what if you choose wrong?" Jimmy looked at the stage. "Then at least I chose." When the audience started being brought in, Jimmy was checking his final notes backstage. A message came to his phone from Dr. Starnes. "Jimmy, Billy's last checkup was perfect. You're a wonderful father. Whatever you're planning tonight, I support you." That's exactly when everything changed. 10 minutes before the show started, the news Jimmy heard shocked him. 8 minutes before the show started, news director John Mueller ran to Jimmy's side. "Jimmy, breaking news! Trump just tweeted." Jimmy looked at his phone. Trump's tweet read, "Late-night comedy shows are failing badly. Fake tears, fake stories, fake emotions. American people deserve better than Hollywood's lies. Time to boycott." Jimmy's heart started beating fast. Trump had started targeting him without even mentioning his name. "Gary, Trump is targeting me." "Jimmy, maybe we should postpone." "No!" Jimmy's voice came out firm. "This proves my point. He's trying to silence us before we even speak." When the audience warm-up started, Jimmy's hands were shaking. But he was determined. When the show started, Jimmy came on stage with his usual smile. But the audience would never forget that night. "Good evening, everybody. I'm Jimmy Kimmel. And before we get to our guest tonight, I want to tell you about something that happened to our family last week." The studio became quiet. From Jimmy's tone, they understood. This was a different night. "My wife Molly and I had a baby boy. His name is Billy. He's doing great now, but getting to that point was scary." Jimmy showed Billy's photo. The audience made awe sounds. Billy was born with a congenital heart defect, something called tetralogy of Fallot. Basically, his heart wasn't working properly. Jimmy's voice started getting heavy. "The doctors at Cedars-Sinai told us Billy would need immediate surgery. Open heart surgery. On a 3-day-old baby." The studio was completely silent now. Jimmy paused, took a deep breath. "Now, if your baby is going to die, and it doesn't have to, it shouldn't matter how much money you make. I think that's something whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, we should all agree on that, right?" Applause began from the audience. "But here's the thing. Last week, while my son was having surgery, Congress was trying to pass a bill that would allow insurance companies to exclude children with pre-existing conditions." The applause stopped. Now everyone understood where this was going. Insurance companies could say, "Sorry, your kid has a heart defect. We're not covering that." Do you know what that means? Jimmy's eyes were filling up now. That means parents watching their children die. That means families going bankrupt. That means choosing between your child's life and financial ruin. And at that moment, Jimmy did it. He didn't use Trump's name, but the message was clear. No parent should ever have to decide whether they can afford to save their child's life. It's not about politics. It's about basic human decency. After the show ended, Jimmy's life would never be the same again. The moment the show ended, Jimmy collapsed backstage. The adrenaline rush was over. Emotional exhaustion had begun. Gary ran to his side. "Jimmy, that was incredible. But are you ready for what's coming?" "What do you mean?" Gary showed his phone. Social media exploded. Hashtag Jimmy Kimmel trending worldwide. Video clips already have 500,000 views. Jimmy was surprised. "It's only been 10 minutes. "Jimmy, this is bigger than just a monologue. This is a movement." On his way home, Jimmy's phone was ringing non-stop. CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, Washington Post. Everyone wanted interviews. But the most important call came from where he least expected. "Jimmy?" "This is Barack Obama." Jimmy almost dropped his phone. "Mr. President?" "Jimmy, I just watched your monologue. That was brave. That was necessary. And that was beautifully done. Thank you, sir, but I just told my story. No, Jimmy, you did more than that. You gave a voice to millions of families, but I have to warn you. Warn me about what? Trump is going to come after you with everything he has. Are you prepared for that? Jimmy looked out the car window at Los Angeles lights. Mr. President, when I thought my son might die, I learned what really matters. I'm ready. Good. Because this fight is just beginning. After the phone call ended, Jimmy realized his life had changed forever. He wasn't just a comedian anymore. Now he was the voice of resistance. But when he woke up the next morning, Trump's retaliation would shock him. Tuesday morning, Jimmy woke up before his alarm. Molly was already up, looking at her phone anxiously. Jimmy, wake up, Trump tweeted. What time is it? 5:47 a.m. He's been tweeting for an hour. Jimmy looked at his phone. When he saw Trump's tweet storm, he was completely awake. Jimmy Kimmel, one of the most overrated comedians on television, uses his show to attack hard-working Americans, sad ratings, fake tears, even faker stories. Kimmel pretends to care about sick children while making millions mocking regular people. Hollywood elite at its worst. Maybe Jimmy should focus on his own problems instead of attacking our incredible healthcare plan. Failing show, failing comedian. Jimmy's hands started shaking. This wasn't political disagreement anymore. This was a personal attack. Molly, he's calling me fake. He's saying I'm exploiting Billy. Molly approached him. Jimmy, breathe. You knew this would happen, but the worst part hadn't come yet. As Jimmy scrolled through Twitter, he saw Trump supporters' comments. Jimmy Kimmel uses sick baby for ratings. Disgusting. Fake comedian, fake tears, fake story. Billy probably isn't even sick. Hollywood lies. This last comment destroyed Jimmy. Strangers were questioning his son's illness. Molly, they're saying Billy isn't really sick. They're calling our baby's heart surgery fake. Molly started crying. Jimmy, this is too much. Maybe we should stop. Jimmy went to Billy's room. The baby was sleeping peacefully, the surgical scars still visible on his chest. I'm sorry, buddy, Jimmy whispered. Daddy's actions are making people angry. But I had to speak up. At that moment, Jimmy made a decision. He wouldn't fight back. He wouldn't escalate. Tonight, he would do something completely unexpected. Trump and his supporters expected Jimmy to give an angry response, but Jimmy's plan would shock them. Throughout Tuesday, the media waited for Jimmy's response. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. Everyone was covering the Jimmy Kimmel versus Trump story. But Jimmy chose silence. In the show prep meeting, the team was confused. Jimmy, Trump personally attacked you, said head writer Josh Holloway. Not responding shows weakness. Actually, Jimmy said calmly, sometimes the strongest response is not responding at all. What do you mean? Jimmy drew on the whiteboard. Trump wants a fight. He wants drama. He wants me to attack back so he can play victim. So what's the plan? Tonight we'll do a normal show. Comedy, guests, entertainment. I won't even mention Trump's name. The team was surprised. Jimmy, the audience expects a response. The audience expects authenticity. And right now, the most authentic thing I can do is focus on what matters. Comedy, family, healing. But Jimmy's real plan was deeper. Ignoring Trump was the perfect weapon against his narcissistic personality. The show started normally that night. Jimmy made jokes in his monologue, chatted with guests, no Trump mention. But behind the scenes, something extraordinary was happening. Jimmy's Monday monologue continued to go viral. The hashtag Jimmy Kimmel had reached 3 million tweets, and Trump was absolutely furious about being ignored. Wednesday morning, Trump was watching TV in the Oval Office. Jimmy's Tuesday show was being replayed on morning news. He ignored me, Trump screamed. I attacked him directly, and he ignored me. Chief of Staff John Kelly entered the room. Sir, maybe that's good. The fight would be over. Good, Trump threw the remote. Kelly, I don't think you understand. When I attack someone, they respond. That's how this works. Sir, Kimmel is using a different approach. No, he's being disrespectful. I'm the President of the United States. Trump started pacing in the Oval Office. For narcissists, the biggest punishment is being ignored. Jimmy had pressed the perfect psychological button. Kelly, call the team. Miller, Conway, all of them. Emergency meeting. 30 minutes later, the strategy team gathered. Kimmel is ignoring me, Trump said furiously. This cannot stand, Kellyanne Conway noted. Sir, maybe a cooling down period would be good. The healthcare bill passed. It's time for a victory lap. No, Kimmel made this personal. Now I make it personal. Stephen Miller leaned forward. Sir, what kind of personal? Trump grinned menacingly. Everything. His past, his family, his finances. I want opposition research, dirty laundry, skeletons in closets. Sir, attacking families is dangerous territory. Miller, Jimmy used his sick baby against me. Gloves are off. That day, Trump focused on Jimmy Kimmel for 5 hours. He ignored the presidency's most pressing issues: North Korea, Russia investigation, economic problems. Everything was secondary to his Jimmy Kimmel obsession. Kelly was privately worried. The President of the United States had declared war on a late-night comedian. This was unprecedented. But Trump's next move would completely shock Jimmy. Thursday afternoon, Jimmy was rehearsing in the studio. Assistant producer Maya came running. Jimmy, FBI agents are in the lobby. They want to talk to you. Jimmy was stunned. FBI? Why? I don't know, they just said it's regarding national security. Jimmy's heart rate spiked. What did this mean? In the conference room, 2 agents were waiting. Special Agent Sarah Chen and Agent Michael Rodriguez. Mr. Kimmel, please sit down, Agent Chen said professionally. Agents, what is this about? Agent Rodriguez opened a folder. Sir, in your Monday night monologue, you criticized the healthcare system. Yes, and? Some statements may be referencing potentially classified information. Jimmy was confused. I don't understand. I only used public information. Mr. Kimmel, healthcare infrastructure is a national security matter. Certain criticisms undermine public confidence and create vulnerability. Jimmy realized what was happening. Trump was using the FBI for intimidation. Agents, this is about freedom of speech, isn't it? Agent Chen paused. Sir, this is an official warning. Further statements undermining healthcare policy could create national security risks. Are you saying I can't criticize the president? We're saying caution is necessary. After the agents left, Jimmy was alone in the conference room. Trump was using federal law enforcement to silence him. Gary rushed in. Jimmy, what did they want? Gary, Trump is trying to intimidate me. He's using the FBI. Jesus, what do we do? Jimmy stood up, determined. We fight back, but smartly. That night, what Jimmy did would completely unexpectedly attack Trump. That night on the show, Jimmy again did normal comedy. But at the end of his monologue, he added something. You know, earlier today I had some visitors. Can't say who, but let's just say they had badges and serious expressions. The audience immediately became attentive. And they reminded me that in America, we have something called the First Amendment. You know what that is? It's the right to speak truth, even when truth makes powerful people uncomfortable. Applause began. So tonight I want to remind everyone, my son Billy is doing great. His heart is healing. And my heart is full of gratitude for living in a country where I can tell his story. Without giving a direct challenge, Jimmy was clearly sending a message. I won't be silenced. After the show ended, Jimmy's phone exploded with messages. But the most important call came from an unexpected source. Jimmy? This is John McCain. Jimmy almost dropped his phone. Senator McCain was calling him. Senator? Son, I saw your monologue. I know what they're doing to you. And I want you to know, not all Republicans support this intimidation. Senator, I appreciate that. Jimmy, I've been fighting for health care my whole career. What you did Monday night, that was patriotic. Thank you, sir. And Jimmy? Don't let them silence you. Keep fighting. After the phone call ended, Jimmy realized he was gaining bipartisan support. Trump's tactics were backfiring. But what Jimmy would learn Friday morning would completely shock him. Friday morning, Jimmy was doing his normal routine: coffee, newspaper, checking on Billy, but Molly was crying in the kitchen. Molly? What's wrong? Jimmy? Jane's school called. Jane was Jimmy's 7-year-old daughter from his first marriage. What about school? Other parents. They're demanding Jane be removed from class. Jimmy's world stopped. What? Why? They're saying you're unpatriotic and a dangerous influence. They don't want their children around Jane. Jimmy felt sick. Trump supporters were targeting his 7-year-old daughter. Molly, this is insane. Jane didn't do anything. Jimmy, it gets worse. Jane came home yesterday crying. Kids at school are saying her daddy hates America. Jimmy sat down heavily. His political stance was destroying his daughter's childhood. The phone rang. Jane's school principal. Mr. Kimmel, we need to discuss Jane's situation. Principal Morrison, what's the problem? We've received multiple complaints from parents. Some are threatening to withdraw their children if Jane remains enrolled. You're kidding me. Mr. Kimmel, I support your right to free speech, but I have to consider all students' welfare. Jimmy's heart broke. His daughter was paying the price for his courage. Principal Morrison, what are you saying? Perhaps Jane should take a few days off, let things cool down. Jimmy hung up, devastated. Trump had successfully attacked his family. At that moment, the doorbell rang. When Jimmy opened it, he was shocked. Outside, 50-plus protesters with signs. Kimmel hates America. Stop attacking Trump. Hollywood lies. And at that moment, Jimmy understood. This war had escalated beyond anything he had imagined. Friday night's show went normally, but Jimmy's heart was heavy. Jane was upset at home. Billy was constantly crying. The family strain was enormous. After the show ended, Jimmy was driving home when he noticed something strange. The same black SUV had been following him for 3 nights. Was he being paranoid, or was there really surveillance? When he entered the house, Molly was waiting in the kitchen, her face pale. Jimmy, we need to talk. What now? Weird phone calls keep coming. They're using voice modulators. Jimmy's stomach dropped. What kind of calls? Threats, Jimmy? About the kids, Billy's doctor appointments, Jane's dance class schedule. They know everything. Jimmy realized someone was monitoring his family's every move. Molly, what exactly did they say? Your husband should stop talking or accidents happen. Children are so vulnerable. Jimmy felt rage building. Trump supporters were threatening his babies. Molly, we're calling the police. I already did. They said unless there's a direct threat, they can't do much. Free speech, they said. That night, Jimmy couldn't sleep. At 2 a.m., the phone rang. Unknown number. Hello? Distorted voice. Jimmy Kimmel? Who is this? Someone who knows where Billy sleeps. Jimmy's blood froze. A direct threat against his infant son. Listen, you sick. No, you listen. Stop attacking President Trump or your family pays. The phone went dead. Jimmy immediately called 911, but the operator said they needed more evidence for an investigation. Jimmy realized he was alone in this fight. Police couldn't help. The FBI was compromised, and his family was in danger. At 3 a.m., Jimmy went to Billy's room. The baby was sleeping peacefully, completely unaware of the danger surrounding him. I'm sorry, buddy, Jimmy whispered. Daddy tried to do the right thing, but maybe I put you in harm's way. At that moment, Jimmy had to make a critical decision. Continue the fight or surrender for family safety. Saturday morning, Jimmy desperately needed advice. He called the one person who understood political warfare, David Axelrod, Obama's former senior advisor. David, I'm in trouble. Jimmy, I've been watching. Trump is going nuclear on you. It's not just political anymore. My family is being threatened. Axelrod paused. Jimmy, meet me in 1 hour. Neutral location. This conversation never happened. They met at a small coffee shop in Santa Monica. Axelrod looked serious. Jimmy, what you're experiencing is unprecedented. A sitting president mobilizing his base against a private citizen. David, what do I do? My kids are scared. 2 options, retreat completely or escalate strategically. What does escalate mean? Axelrod leaned closer. Jimmy, you have a platform millions watch. Use it, but not for attacks, for unity. I don't understand. Stop making this about Trump. Make it about American values, healthcare, children, family, positive messaging. Jimmy considered this, but Trump will keep attacking. Let him. Every attack makes him look smaller. You stay presidential, he looks desperate. This strategy could work, but Jimmy hadn't heard the greatest surprise yet. Jimmy, there's something else. I've been talking to Republican senators. Many privately support you. Really? McCain, Collins, Murkowski, even some Trump allies. They think he's gone too far. Jimmy realized bipartisan support was building behind the scenes. Trump was overplaying his hand. David, what's the end game? Checkmate, Jimmy. Trump destroys himself by overreacting. That day, Jimmy developed a completely new strategy, but implementation would require incredible courage. Sunday morning, Jimmy was having family breakfast when an unexpected visitor arrived. Secret Service agents at the door. Mr. Kimmel, we need to speak with you. Jimmy's heart stopped. Were they here to arrest him? Sir, we're here for your protection. Protection? From what? Credible threats against you and your family. We're establishing a security detail. Jimmy was shocked. Who ordered this? Cannot disclose, sir. But someone in high places is concerned for your safety. Jimmy never learned who arranged the protection. Obama, McCain, an unknown ally? The agents set up a security perimeter around the house. Molly finally relaxed for the first time in days. Jimmy, maybe someone powerful is protecting us. That evening, Jimmy made a decision. Monday night, he would deliver the most important monologue of his career. Not attacking Trump, but defending American values. Writing that speech, Jimmy didn't know it would become the most watched late-night segment in television history. Monday night, there was unusual energy in the studio. The crew sensed something special was happening. Jimmy rehearsed his monologue dozens of times. Guys, tonight is different, Jimmy told his team. No Trump jokes, no political attacks, just truth. When the show started, Jimmy came on stage completely transformed. Gone was the angry comedian, replaced by a thoughtful father and patriot. Good evening, everyone. Over the past week, many of you have asked why I shared my son Billy's story. Tonight, I want to explain. The studio was silent, attentive. I didn't share Billy's story to attack anyone. I shared it because every parent in America should understand what's at stake when we talk about health care. Jimmy's voice was steady, calm. See, when your child is sick, politics disappear. Republican, Democrat, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is saving your baby. The audience was beginning to respond emotionally. Billy is doing great now. His heart is strong. But millions of children aren't so lucky. And as Americans, we have a responsibility to protect all our children, not just our own. Jimmy paused, looking directly into the camera. I've been criticized this week. People say I'm unpatriotic, that I hate America. But I want to tell you what I really believe. The room was completely silent now. I believe America is the greatest country on earth because we take care of each other. I believe in American values, compassion, generosity, protecting the vulnerable. Jimmy's voice was strengthening. I believe that whether you're Republican or Democrat, rich or poor, we can all agree that children shouldn't suffer because their parents can't afford medical care. A standing ovation began spontaneously. So tonight, I'm not asking you to hate anyone. I'm asking you to love someone, love your neighbor, love children who need help, love the America that takes care of its own. The audience was on its feet, many crying. And if that makes me unpatriotic, then I'm proud to be unpatriotic. The applause was thunderous, lasting over 2 minutes. After the show ended, Jimmy's phone exploded. But these weren't angry calls. These were thank you messages. Within hours, #American Values was trending worldwide. Jimmy had transformed the national conversation. Tuesday morning, Jimmy woke to incredible news. His Monday monologue had been viewed 15 million times overnight. But more importantly, the responses were overwhelmingly positive. Social media was flooded with messages. I'm Republican, but Jimmy is right about kids' health care. This isn't about politics, it's about humanity. Thank you for speaking for our children. But the most surprising support came from an unexpected source. Fox News anchor Shepard Smith. Jimmy Kimmel delivered a masterclass in American values last night. Regardless of politics, we should all support protecting children. Even conservative voices were backing Jimmy now. Gary rushed into Jimmy's office. Jimmy, you need to see this. On the TV screen, Senator John McCain giving a press conference. I watched Jimmy Kimmel's monologue last night. As someone who's battled health issues, I can tell you, this